Live, we are direct with the amazing Suzanne Muller, who is the founder of Lovable, who seeks to help people to transform in every area of their lives by removing some of the patterns, stopping them from taking the next steps in their relationships. If her people are tired of settling, tired of dating emotionally unavailable people, tired of mixed signals and doing it alone, Suzanne finds a new way to date that steps into becoming unstoppable, learning boundaries and discernment and how to say no without apology, and shifting into courage over comfort to grow into the person who is worthy of attracting that divine love. Suzanne, welcome to She Leads, She Sells.
Thank you, Jay. Great to be here. Thank you for that warm welcome.
No, all good. Tell me, who is ideal for you? Who do you love to serve?
I love to serve men and women over 40 that are struggling with all the things that you just pointed to: patterns, picking the wrong people, settling, frustrated and discouraged and disappointed over and over and over in the dating world. And I love to serve people that are like ready to date differently, ready to do it differently, and be able to meet their person.
Thank you. What's the trigger that makes them say, like, let me book in a call with Suzanne? Like, what is it? Is it, hey, I'm 40, or the biological clock? Like, what's the vibe?
Good question. Majority of the people that I serve that will finally book a discovery call with me, one, they've hit rock bottom. Like nothing's working. And like they're sick and tired of the mixed signals, being in relationships, just dating, wasting their time. And then the second kind of person is that person kind of out of heartbreak, that like their heart is broken over and over and over again. And they're just tired of all of the just getting brokenhearted again. Like they want to figure it out. They're like, I know that there's a different way, but of course, if people have figured it out already, they would be doing it. If not, right, they're like, okay, I need some help. And they're willing to kind of be humble and receive and be coached in a different way.
That's brilliant. Relationship coaches, often I've heard some say, hey, I'm not a business coach. It's not as easy for me to enroll clients and to get visible. I mean, how do you get visible, like in terms of your messaging? How are you sensitive to, like, like, you're single, do you want to book a call? It's like, no, it's like, how do you get around that uncomfortableness
Yeah,
and
it's a
stuff?
great question. I think I have to put myself in their world, first of all. Like some people find dating scary and some people are frustrated. Like I've been through all of those things. So I don't like to come off as like, I'm the coach and I know everything. I like to be more in that empathetic world and try and know and have people understand that I've been there too. I've been in your shoes. And I think with that, and I've coached a lot of people to success, so that their friends are like, hey, I coached with this woman and I was in your shoes and she can help you. So I love that word of mouth, Jay. I think, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And I try to, have people know that I've been there too. And I think that they see it and feel it.
It's interesting. I've got an insight for you actually, based on that last point. Can I share the
Ooh, do
insight?
tell.
Yeah. I'm actually almost finished writing my book. And in that book, I said, no, like and trust is dead in 2026 because people have tended to do business that they've known the person, they're well known, they like the person, but they haven't given the results. And so what I like in terms of what you've said is there's a bigger weighting, would you agree, on trust? Like, how can we get trust? Because there's people are inundated with messages, testimonials, I'm the best ads, but it's like, trust. How can I trust that you can get me the result? So how do you gain trust from your prospects that you are the gal to take them to the next level?
I love this question, which is people, and I think it takes time, Jay. Like trust is earned. I mean, so many times in a relationship, right? Like when we speak about relationships, people are like, oh, I'll just give my trust to just so and so. People don't trust. I don't trust very quickly. I don't know about you, or people shouldn't trust very quickly. So I've been out there more on reels and, sharing about my story so people can know how I speak, understand, my journey. Because I think that trust takes time. And I think in a conversation, people should come in a little weary. I'm not too sure about you, kind of like on a date. I don't know you. You're a complete stranger. And then over time, I think as people read blogs or see videos or do a discovery call, I think people can then feel it. But I like that, Jay. I would
Love it.
agree with you that trust takes time to build.
Yeah. And it's almost as though I've coined the element of we can't explain our way there. We can't give examples that this is the way there. It's demonstration. When you're able to demonstrate expertise, and when I was looking at your website, it's quite clear that the way you've laid it out, you're demonstrating excellence. You are unequivocally the authority in your space by demonstration, not by explaining. Just a small touches that show that, right? In that regard.
Thank you. 100%. Like that's what I want people to feel, from my website, from my eyes, from my personality, from my journey, from all of that, Jay. That's exactly. And I know you do the same thing. I love all of your different videos about how you've gotten people from here to here based on visuals and demonstration.
No, thank you for doing some research on me. Like normally guests
You
don't, they
bet I
don't know who I
did.
am.
Of
It's like,
course.
okay, free podcast. Hey, yeah, I'll take it. But I don't do any research. So yeah. Tell me about sales. For me, sales is synonymous with energy. So I've got the energetic levels of fearful Fiona, fearful in the sale, serving Susie, who is doing joyful Juliet, who steps into that element. This is what I love. The limitless Lara. That's how I break down sales, is energy transference. How do you break it down?
Oh, this is such a great question. People have a hard time with that word sales. I like to look at sales as a conversation.
Yes.
That I'm asking questions, listening. I believe in that philosophy that we should be doing 80% of the listening and they should be doing 80% of the talking just by my curiosity and my questions, because it's kind of like a date trying to figure out based on the questions that you're asking, are you a good fit? Or can we work well together? Can I give you the results that you're looking for? Are you coachable? So in my questions that I ask people, I not only try to find out like where they're at and where they want to go, but I'm listening, really listening for, am I the coach for them? And I would hope that they would be doing the same. And I think by the end of the conversation, there's either a click and a fit or there's not. And then there's choice. I'm not a big fan of, and you could tell me your perspective on this too,
Yeah.
Jay. If you buy today, then you'll get 20% off. Like that just feels like icky. Like I like to sleep on things. Sometimes I like to take a
Yeah.
week to really think about whether I do want to work with this person. Do I want to invest with this person? That's my philosophy.
Yeah, I love that. I love the way you articulate your ideas. There's a certain clarity there. Yeah, I love that. Alignment, and it's giving it space. Does this make sense? It's almost as, okay, will this work for you as someone that I could potentially work with? Will this work for me as someone who's looking for the guide? And so it's almost like a date in that regard, which I really love.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that in a way. And sometimes when I work with people, sometimes I'm not going to work with them for 6 months, but like, let's do this first piece and
Yeah.
see how it goes. And then if people get the results and they're like, wow, this is much easier than I thought it would be. And they get their like some results and they go, oh, well, let me take that next part and that next step with you. And
Yeah.
that to me builds trust and a alignment in myself, to figure out, is this a good working relationship with somebody? Do I want to work 6 months with this person?
Well said. Have you got a book? Do you have a book out?
I did. I wrote a book, Jay. I published it in 2013,
Amazing.
and it was, yeah, and I don't have it on Amazon anymore. I feel like it's a little outdated, so I took it down. But my book was called Lovable
Oh,
because I felt really unlovable as a kid, unwanted, not good enough, and I really struggled for a very long time. So my book is called Lovable, and how I gained the skills to feel lovable in myself, how to
wow.
love someone, how to receive love.
Beautiful.
It took me a really long time.
Great conversation says like, when I speak often with my relationship coaches, a lot of them say that when we fix that piece, then the business all of a sudden gets better, because it's how they are loving themselves in the relationship, or how they're putting boundaries in the relationship, is the boundaries in business, or avoidance in relationship, avoidance in business, the same sorts of patterns, which is amazing, right? How interconnected all of these things are.
It is interconnected. It is, because I noticed for myself, if there's something hard, like when I did videos, when I started doing videos, because I hide and I was
Mm.
procrastinating them and I could feel the resistance. And then finally I was like, okay, let's just sit down and do it. Just practice, make a mess. Who cares? It doesn't have to be perfect. And same thing, right, with business, even in relationships, like, oh, I don't want to go on a date. Oh, I don't want to ask that person out. I don't want to put my profile out online. I think that resistance or procrastination comes up all the time, which is why I think coaches are really helpful to get people to that next level of something and get over that resistance or figure out what the fear is. Because we all have it, huh, Jay?
100%. This book actually helped me to find my wife, go for no, because I tried online dating once, and 2 dates in, it didn't work. And I was like, oh, online dating doesn't work. And then a friend of mine who was a teacher at the time said, look, how many dates did you have to kind of give up on online dating? I went, 2. Stay in the field for a year and come back to me. And so I thought, let me just embrace. I know what I want. Go for no. No is a beautiful thing. So after 13 face-to-face online dates, eventually found my wife.
Hey, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people will give up really quickly. Absolutely. I had a guy named Michael and he wanted to give up. He was in that same boat, Jay. And then I said, just tweak your profile just a little bit. And he stayed in it. He didn't give up and he met his girlfriend and now current wife. So congratulations.
Yeah, and it's when you're acting from a place of vision. It's a case of, I wrote down who I wanted, psychographic and demographic. And then I was like, if this takes 2 years, so be it.
I really like that. What you're speaking to is patience. Like, what if you are just patient and you learn about yourself along the way? You learn these skills that are going to help you in your relationship. Yeah, patience. I think people get impatient. I know I've gotten impatient before and I've had to learn patience.
Yeah, no, 100%. And especially in the world that we're in right now, which we pivot onto. It's like, tell me, what is the state of the world now in terms of dating? Are we becoming more disconnected than ever? Are people not socializing as much? Like, give me your hypothesis on what's happening right now.
Yeah, I see the dating world right now as there's so much stimulus right now that it's almost like overwhelming for people. Like some people love online dating. It really works for them because maybe they work at home and they can't get out as much. And I think online dating serves a purpose,
It
but people
does.
can also hide behind online dating a little bit too. And then there's the people that are out in life, meeting people, going to meetups or events. And I think that there's 2 different skills that people can learn: the online dating skill and the in-person skill to be able to meet people. But I think right now there's a ton of frustration, disappointment, so many options, so many, like, what do I do, that I love to help people really focus about what works for their lifestyle.
Ooh, I like that one. So what works for their lifestyle?
And it depends. It depends on, are they an extrovert? Are they an introvert? And then,
Mm.
there's the let's push you outside of your comfort zone. Because that phrase that if you kind of keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result, like that's insanity. And people are kind of banging their heads against the wall right now. But if people can learn, like, I'm an introvert. And so I've been going out and just sitting at a restaurant bar and just striking up conversation with people, like how to engage with people, but then also do it smart. You also have to have a couple questions to ask people to even figure out if you want to go out with this person or not. So people have to be discerning. Like that's the world that I used to. I was like so trusting and kind of naive. And I had to learn how to be smart, trusting, yet discerning with people.
100%. I think connection, because often when I'm in the gym, I just get talking to people and there's almost like a relief. Wow, someone has seen me. Like today, someone said my Gymshark outfit is a great outfit. It's someone said, I love your consistency. And so it's that element of connection. Now, in terms of women earning more money and being more independent, like like the drift away from the patriarchy in a
Yeah.
certain respect. How have you found that's changed dating? Has there been a shift to women expecting more from men, or has there been that in dynamic, like women? Yeah, what's been your thoughts on that?
One, I think I love the fact, right, that women have become more
Yeah,
independent, which is
yeah,
terrific, but it's also created a lot of confusion out there in the dating world as well, because men are trying to figure out, well, where do they fit? What can I
yeah,
provide?
yeah.
However, what's great about the independence is that women don't need men anymore for the
Good.
financial perspective. So,
Yeah,
but they still love value, right? Like
yeah,
if you're going to be dating or be in a relationship with somebody, there has to be a value that you each bring to each other's lives. Because I think women could be a little codependent, right? We kind of had that codependence on men, like, ooh, women needed men for this or we needed men for that. And now, Jay, that it's not there, it brings a whole different dynamic to
that's
dating and relationships that I think people are still trying to figure out. But I do think that women still love women, that men pursue them and ask them out. Like in a way, Jay, it's confusing, but it's still very traditional as well. And one of the things that I love is women can take the ball into their own hands. Like it's okay for a woman to ask a man out.
yeah,
Why not? Like
brilliant.
that, I think
Yeah,
what's changed now.
yeah. Well, what I'm seeing in the entrepreneurial space is some of the 7-figure, 8-figure female coaches, experts. They've got men partners who stay at home husbands, and it doesn't like belittle anything. It's a case of it works. Maybe there's someone that's able to support in that way, and I like that relationships are fluid and they are dynamic, and it's tearing up the rule book in that respect.
Exactly. Tear up that rule book. I
Mm.
tell people whatever works for you, whatever works for you too. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I did a song with a friend of mine, and it was, the chorus went a bit like this. I've got the masculine, you've got the feminine, forever we unite with one love. We've got the feminine, we've got the masculine, forever we unite with one love. And so it's the element of like, no one's feminine or masculine. There's a different blends. You might get men in their feminine energy who are aware. You might get some women who, might be more into the numbers. And so it's like, it's dynamic and it's not judging. It's really just that appreciation.
Exactly. It's very, very fluid. Now, but what women do need to be careful of is if they run their business very masculine energy, 'cause I noticed that I had to kind of shift more into the feminine energy when I was, in my dating life. And then, like you said, right, there are times to be a little bit of both. And like you said, you have to know
Mm,
when to do both.
yeah.
Absolutely.
No. That makes perfect sense. How do you want to be remembered on Earth?
I want to be remembered that I have helped people get in alignment with themselves first and foremost, that they matter, that they're important too, like not to just, care about other people's feelings, but your feelings matter too in this process.
Mhm.
And I want to be remembered that people can learn how to date. Like they can be great daters and they have the confidence to know that they know how to meet a quality person. That this process can be simple and that, Jay, like sometimes relationships work out, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you should break up, like it's okay. But if people have the skills to know, they know how to date, they know how to date well, they know how to choose well, then they would know that they know how to always be able to find a relationship. And that I think is a skill that I want to be remembered for teaching people.
Absolutely sparkling and amazing, just like that dress of yours. Is that like African vibes there? Is it African
Yeah,
vibes?
yeah.
Yeah.
African, kind of Native American.
Did you wear that for me? Did you think I'm meeting Jay today?
You know what, Jay? I wish I could say yes, but you know what? I wanted some color. I was watching a Mel Robbins podcast the other day, Mel Robbins, the Let Them theory. And there was a gal on about dressing. And she said, rather than looking at your wardrobe as like, ooh, I don't have anything to wear, look at your wardrobe as, how do I want to feel today? So I did
Amazing.
that. I did that. And I said, how do I want to feel today? And I said, I wanted to feel vibrant and alive and colorful for Jay's podcast.
Definitely did that for me, sister. I appreciate you. Let them know how they can get in contact with you and who you're looking for.
Yeah. So I coach men and women that are single over 40, that are sick and tired of the BS in the dating world and are serious about healthy relationships. And they can find me at lovableize.com, which is LOVEABLIZE.com.
Amazing. So clearly Suzanne is coaching people much older than her, but she doesn't mind that, does she?
Stop, Jay. Thank you. That's really nice. It's called hair dyeing. No, I'm in my 50s. Stop.
She leads, she sells. Suzanne Muller in the building. We out.
Thank you, Jay.
That is it. Wow.